guys, welcome back. I am bringing back the organizing tip of the day. I don't know if you were ever with me for the Malatos 79 channel, but I did organizing tip of the day all the time there, and I miss it. So I'm bringing it back every Thursday all summer long. I'm gonna give you a quick organizing tip each and every Thursday, mostly because, as you could probably hear, my children are home with me all summer. So I have to keep the blog post short and sweet, and usually having children screaming in the background. Sorry about that. So we're gonna get started with today's organizing tip, and this is something that I still struggle with, and hopefully I'm not alone, but the organizing tip today is bloom where you're planted. And what I mean by that is make the absolute most that you can of the home that you're in right now. Whether it's, you know, a basement, your parents' basement, just a bedroom in your parents' home, you're renting an apartment, you have a condo, you have a huge mansion, whatever it is, make the absolute most of it. And I struggle with this because we live in a house that's built in the 70s. Everything is original, you guys. The kitchen is original, the tile in the bathroom's original, and I live with a husband who is like totally against spending money on material things. He is all for taking a vacation to sail around the world, but I can't get the guy to spend like $10 on something for the home. He is really great at compromising for me, so he does allow me to indulge the thing I love, which is, you know, trying to make my space beautiful by spending little bits of money here and there. Big renovations are out of the question. I'm never gonna have a new kitchen. I'm never gonna have a brand new gorgeous home. And seeing these on Pinterest and, you know, Instagram sort of give me house envy, but I have to remind myself, and I want you to remind yourself if you're in the same situation, to bloom where you're planted. Nothing is more beautiful than a clean house. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter if your furniture was, you know, picked out of the garbage or 30 years old. It doesn't matter if you don't have, you know, the newest stainless steel appliances. Clean is beautiful. And you can have a beautiful space by keeping it clean and clutter-free. So that's what I try to do. I'm not some crazy clean freak that spends a ton of time, but I try to keep my house as clutter-free as possible because a beautiful space feels like home. Some of the most favorite things that I have in my home are actually things that I found at a yard sale for just a few dollars, or even from the dollar store. You don't have to spend a lot of time or money to have a really beautiful home. Just because your space may not be Pinterest or Instagram worthy doesn't mean that you can't have a home that you fall in love with each and every day when you open your front door. Well, I would absolutely love to renovate the original bathrooms. Instead, you know, I slapped a coat of paint over the tiles, while I would absolutely kill to replace this basement fireplace, which is so hideous. We just make the most of it with matching throw pillows and, you know, trying to keep it pretty neat. Every day I make my bed, and it's a 20-year-old mattress that's very lumpy with springs poking me. But that's okay, you guys, because every night when I come back to go to bed, it's so inviting, despite the pokey springs, because I've made the bed. I'm trying to make the absolute most that I can of my house on a really small budget, mostly because my husband won't let me spend anything on it. That's okay. My advice to you, my organizing tip today is keep it as clutter-free as possible, and if you have house envy, remember that clean is beautiful, and clean and clutter-free can be beautiful. And I think even if I moved into a huge big mansion that I built, I'd probably find little things in my home that I still was unhappy with or wanted to change. So I need to learn to just appreciate the space that I have and make it the best that I can with what I have available to me. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned next Thursday for a quick organizing tip of the day. And each and every Monday, the kids and I are doing a Make It Monday series, just for kids crafts, activities, recipes, fun stuff like that, because what else am I gonna do with 3 kids all summer long, right? See you next time.